reason we actually need to keep Cranky here is kind of to abuse two mechanics in combination. The first one is that when you're bouncing with Cranky's cane, you maintain all the speed you had when you perform that jump. So if you jump and land, instead of landing and you just bounce instead, you keep all your speed. The second mechanic is with these moving platforms you can see, they actually give you a speed boost, and they give you a lot of momentum. And so you can jump, use that momentum, and then with the cane, store it all for pretty much as far as you can bounce. It's a pretty big boost coming up. About half a level in. It's also pretty difficult because there's no specific setup for it. You just kind of feel your way through sometimes.
There we go. Didn't get into the Cave of Wonders, but
that's okay. Yeah, so you can boost. You can keep that speed all the way up that swinging section and everything, and it ends up saving a lot of time, over 10 seconds.
Yes, that was really good. Getting both those boosts is definitely what you want.
Yeah, that's pretty difficult.
There you go.
You got them both with no problems. That was really good. And there's some more momentum abuse a bit later on as well in a few levels. That we'll see.
That was really good. That already makes up for my average tier 1 boss.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Now 2-3 works a little bit differently than most of the other levels, mainly because everything is based on the music, so it's all cycled. All the cycles are universal. So like the enemy movements and like the horn blowing and stuff like that, you'll see coming up. It's all based on the music. So the way to get through this level optimally is to not take a single hit or a single stop. That way you know what's coming up. So everything he's doing here is planned out based on at what time you're going to reach a certain point. So it makes this level pretty difficult to learn. But once you do it, it flows fairly smoothly. Yeah, this is very solid. Yeah, most levels don't work like this with universal cycles, but some do.
I'm also the only one who goes for those strats. They're not easy.
Yeah, that was extremely good. Yeah, some of the safer way to do it is just to roll jump and stuff like that through certain sections, although it's slightly slower. It still makes the same kind of cycles.
Yeah, with all the pogos I did there was the one section where there were the spikes above me, and the 3 tucks shooting out of the horns. If you don't do all the pogos and that whole route, you need to wait a little bit so that you don't get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was really good though.
Yeah, that was sick.
First 3 levels of World 2, they're probably the hardest levels of World 2.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to
That was good.
show all those off.
That was good. So here's our next auto-scroller level. It's a minecart level and I don't know, what is a log ride level?
It's a log ride level. So no barrel skip this time. We've tried.
Yeah,
It's not happening.
It's definitely not a thing. And again, the same kind of frame saving stuff exists here. It's a little bit more difficult because there's more places to die and stuff like that, but
Yeah, and this time I think you want to avoid jumping on top of these moving log things.
mm-hmm. Yeah, they actually, because they're moving left slightly, if you notice, it actually pushes you back a little bit. You don't really want to do that. So there's instances where you just want to break through the logs and stuff like that. And take the harder damage. There's a lot of hearts in this level too, and your hearts refill every time you switch vehicles. So you switch back into minecart or switch into the log ride, whatever you want to call it.
So that's another damage boost. It's really scary.
Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, normally you just don't jump at all. The machine.
Good machine.
That technology turning a log into a metal cart.
In like 3 seconds.
Granny Hill. You
Yeah.
can jump up that hill, but if you do, it makes these jumps I'm doing right now infinitely harder.
For some reason, they become close to frame.
I have like a 0% success rate with those. I can just never get them. I've tried for like 20 minutes, I just can't do it.
So we opt not to save the frames jumping up that little hill before,
Yeah.
in order not to die every time.
So that basically makes up for me getting barrel skip.
Yeah.
They go like, it evens out.
There you go. So now we're actually going to switch cons for the first time. Cranky is still pretty much dominating in this entire run, but for this level you'll see there's some large gaps that we can actually skip swinging on vines and stuff like that. So we're going to be using Dixie. She has a flutter. Now it's good that the flutter actually does go as high as Cranky's maximum height with the cane. The problem is it's a lot slower. So generally where you can use Dixie, you'd probably use Cranky if possible without losing any time. So this is a fixed Dixie barrel, we'll be able to switch to that. So yeah, you see Dixie, just like Cranky, still gives you like the infinite roll and that kind of stuff. So the only difference with the partners is their ability. In this section coming up, you'll see Dixie lets us just continuously hold right the entire time and flutter instead of having to wait for certain of these balloons to bounce on. So that's why Dixie's important here.
Yeah, you definitely can't use Cranky for this part. Without losing a bunch of time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
There we go.
And we will be switching back to Cranky after the next level anyway.
Sorry, Dixie.
Yeah.
We need our old man.
And this is the first time, too, you're going to notice the rotating barrel cycles coming up. When the level begins, the barrel cycles start. So at whatever point you reach the barrel, it'll be on a cycle depending on how fast it took you to get there. So if you go optimally through this level, you should reach the barrel right after Cranky goes away, unfortunately. It's possible to get there right on the cycle, but it's so risky. You don't want to grab Diddy by accident. That's honestly the worst thing possible. So we opt just to wait for the next Cranky barrel. And there's a couple levels where it matches up so well that it's unbelievable if you do it perfectly. And the flow of the entire level is beautiful for that. But not this one, unfortunately.
No, but at least it means if you make a random silly mistake, it doesn't actually do anything.
Right, you still have the like a couple seconds of leeway to get the Cranky barrel anyway.
Which is nice.
It's good. It's a relaxing level. It's almost like an auto scroll.
That O. Gotta get it.
Swaggo. Yeah, so there you go. And Cranky will help us. There's a small little momentum boost and a climbing section that becomes a lot faster for Cranky.
We also want him for the boss.
Yeah, which is the most important reason. I think Cranky speeds up every boss in this game by like a wide margin.
He definitely never loses you time. Yo, I totally got the Kong letters.
Nice. That G strat. It's so good. That's great.
Yeah, so that was good. 2.5 and 2.6 are some of the more relaxing levels. At least until the end of 2.6. That part always scares me, but...
That's true, yeah. So far, this has been a very good World 2.
Yeah.
Very solid. So, Scowl here, the second boss, works on the same principle where there's 3 phases. And 3 hits with each phase, except in this boss, most of your hits are coming from these little baby owls that you're gonna pick up and toss at him. And Cranky's important because he gives you enough height that you can do a full pogo up in the air and then throw the egg back at him and you'll reach him. Whereas normally you couldn't with any other Kong. Unless you go up to the max height, like with Dixie for example. But solo VK can't make the hits. So there you go, he throws 3 eggs right away at you. And for the second phase, he
Gets harder.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. You actually have to wait for him to load a 3rd egg on screen before you hit him with the first one, or else you have to wait a whole bunch more time when he's shooting more eggs at you. Nice.
So there's a lot going on just there.
Yeah.
Notable things are when I grabbed the egg off of the ground. When I grabbed the second egg off of the ground, I had about like half a second to do so. Otherwise, it would have flew off screen, since they only last so long. And when I bounced off one of the owls to throw it, if I pogoed off the owl instead of just hat bouncing, I would have killed the owl and not been able to pick him up. So that whole strat is absolutely terrifying and can lose in 20 seconds really easily.
And the timing is super close on every single one of those hits.
Yeah, it's another strat that right now I go for.
It's too risky to go for it.
I got bad hoots RNG. So sometimes these eggs can show up on the right side. So you can bounce off the owl on the ground and throw it right away. Lose it like a second. Nobody actually cares.
It's totally uncontrollable.
Also have to be careful not to get hit here. Cool.
It actually doesn't give you 3 baby owls here for a while, so you have to use one of your hits to pop it instead.
Yeah, I think you lose like 40 seconds if you lose the last owl.
Yeah.
But that was a very good World 2.
That was super good, yeah. I don't think anything went wrong.
Nope, that was it.
That's the run. It's over. Run's over.
Definitely better than the weekly.
Oh man, the weekly. So World 3's got a couple interesting levels at this point.
Yeah.
It starts to get a little exciting. Some difficult things coming up. The first level's another one though where it goes to the music, so you have a little bit of leeway before you have to make it up to a certain section. You're gonna want to reach. It doesn't matter at what point you reach that section as long as you make the first cycle of it.
Yeah, this is like the leaf level again.
Yeah.
Not because of the leaves and the horns, but because of the global cycles.
Yeah. Right. There's actually a Dixie strat that's a little bit faster than the normal Cranky strat. However,
But it makes the max levels way harder.
Right, we're gonna need Cranky again for a bunch of other stuff. Especially briefly. However, Mumu Akai, another runner in this community, figured out a way to actually make it faster with Cranky. So the IL record is now Cranky.
Yeah, but it's insanely hard.
It's very hard, yeah.
And bad if you mess it up, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, no way we're going for that.
No, it's very hard.
It saves frames over Dixie. Well, probably a bit more than frames, but...
It saves about something like a second, I think. But it's still...
Yeah, it's definitely not worth going for.
Yeah, it's not something you do. Yeah, that's the thing about the time attack and the IL stuff, is we'll be referencing it a whole bunch, because it's the optimal way to get through the level. Because you can always try try to do the optimal strats in a 1 level time attack and reset it if it doesn't work. But in the full run, you lose too much time by not successfully pulling off some of the stuff.
Yeah, and like deaths and stuff are really bad. There's a lot more to watch out for.
Yeah. So I mean, Goldfish mostly goes for IL strats for a lot of the things, a lot of the levels. But there's definitely a few sections where even he's not crazy enough to.
Yeah, I take some precaution because there's a difference between realistic time saves and just being an idiot and throwing your runs away.
Mhm.
And there are enough IL strats that save frames.
Yeah.
That are absolutely horrible if you mess them up.
And yeah, you only save frames out of them, which is never worth it to risk dying.
So here's
Baobab.
good old Baobab.
Yep. There's one strat I figured out in this level.
Yeah, them flower strategies.
Flower strategy saves you jumping on a couple extra flowers. You'll see. You can actually click the left side of one of the flowers higher up, and it'll put you up on the top of it.
There we go.
Flower strats, edible arrangements.
Edible arrangements.
This is also mostly a nice, relaxing break level. It's pretty fun to do.
It's a cute level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scary stuff like that though, but we're good.
Yeah, mostly it's okay. Very nice.
It's not to say that I've never messed it up before.
Oh yeah. We've all been there.
Another shout out to AGDQ. No, this was not a sloppy Baobab. This was a very clean Baobab, which is nice.
That's good.
Man, not using a timer is so refreshing.
Isn't it nice?
It's like live split's not even open.
That's
it's just sitting there. It's like I don't need you right now.
Perfect. So this is the level we want to keep cranking for, especially. There's another strat coming up that's pretty difficult.
Yeah, this is an example of an IL strat that's definitely insanely hard, but I do go for it anyway, even though it basically never happens.
It saves a lot of time to get it. You'll see. It uses momentum and Cranky's cane again, just like in 2-2.
Yeah, so let's see if I can get any of this.
It's really hard.
Don't
to
be
get.
too upset if I don't, but we'll try. Yo, newbie.
Oh man! Wow.
So it's extra crappy because I don't have my splits open right now. So I'm definitely gonna retime this whole run regardless.
All right.
I want the gold.
What happened there? Was he basically went like 5 times faster than he was supposed to go. That tornado, the first one he jumped into, gave him a whole bunch of extra speed, flinging him backwards from where he jumped in. And you can keep all that speed with the cane. Now it's super precise to get through a bunch of those obstacles, and especially that one tornado just after the checkpoint. It's such a precise angle to get through, and he made it perfectly, allowing him to keep the speed throughout the entire next section too.
That was
So I think
disgusting.
That was disgusting. That was actually the perfect.
Yeah, that was the full banana Dosido or tornado
Call it
Dosido.
Tornado Dosido. That's our name. That was the perfect Dosido.
Based off of banana Dosido. Shoutouts to Ghoul02.
You.
Yo, dude, I did it.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's virtually impossible. I've
That's
never
nuts.
gotten that far, even in ILs, and it's really rare to get that far. So that saved probably 20 seconds, something like that. Almost.
Yeah, I think it's between 15 and 20.
Which is a huge time save from doing the level normally, where you just roll through everything.
Yeah, that's insanity.
That was nuts. I can't believe that.
But I do need to make note that I need to grab this stupid Dixie barrel here.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah, normally you grab the Dixie barrel, but when you get the full Dosido, you just go through as Cranky solo.
Yeah, because you can't reach the top of the end barrel
Yeah.
solo or without Rambi and Dixie, but you can with Cranky. Yeah, so even though Dixie and Cranky have the same height... Oh, this is a pretty laid-back level, by the way. That's why we're not really saying too much about it.
Yeah, it's a lot simpler than the last level.
Yeah, so Cranky can get up there because he can pogo off the that enemy that was sitting there, but Dixie can't do that. So Cranky gets the extra height from that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a timer on the opposite time? So
Yeah,
far
do not
this-
give me any information on my time, though.
I won't know.
Because I do just want to, like, enjoy this run.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so far this is also an exceptionally good World 3. So,
Yeah, that literally has never happened in a run before.
yeah. Getting that perfect Dosido.
Yeah, see, good thing I practiced it last night.
Nice, yeah.
Totally worth it.
Like, each bounce you do has to be such a specific like power level of bounce. You can't do full bounces. You can't do, like, super minimum bounces everywhere. It's gotta be, like, something...
Yeah, everything's planned out and very difficult to do.
And it's so easy to die if you miss something.
And sometimes it just messes up anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes you clip a wall or something like that. Hit an enemy by accident. Slows you down.
Yeah, the tornado doesn't put you high enough. Yeah, that's insanity.
Almost every bounce you do there can go wrong in some way. So that was super good. And that's probably the biggest time saver in terms of crazy strats, I believe. I don't know, 6-5's not a few though. So we'll see, that's also another limited level. So this is our first rocket barrel level. These ones you actually can't save any time.
Yeah, we just have to casually go through them.
Yeah, there's no frame saving strats or anything like that.
It's okay though, there aren't too many, and it's a nice break from all the insanity of the other levels.
And we're gonna end up taking the secret exit after the level anyway, so we're not
Oh yeah, thank goodness they put it there.
or else we'd be going through the entire thing.
So this level's especially silly because there are only like 2 things you need to dodge, and then you just hold A.
You can just stay at the very top of the screen the entire time.
Yeah. Because hitting the top of the screen also doesn't damage you, which is nice.
So there you go. That secret exit also requires Cranky, so we have to wait for the Cranky second.
Yeah, Cranky or Dixie.
Right.
Because she gets the height too, but you want Crank for the next level anyway, so we use them.
Yeah, Cranky's just faster too, with getting that height. So.
Yeah, it's just sad that Diddy can't make it, since his hover doesn't give him any extra height. So at that barrel at the beginning, I had to wait for it. If I play perfectly, I can get the Cranky cycle, but if I'm slow in any way at all, I'll get Diddy. And then since Diddy can't get to the secret exit, you have to, like, kill yourself.
Yeah.
So that's another barrel cycle we don't go for. There's probably only 2 we don't go for, but...
But they're just not worth going for. You can't risk it. This level is definitely a Cranky level. You can bounce on all the spikes. It flows really nicely if done correctly.
Yeah, this is definitely a cool looking level.
Yeah.
Cranky looks like he's gonna die all the time. Then he just weaves his way through.
Yeah. All the platforms pop up in safe spots, so you know what you're doing.
And strats
And strats.
are so good, you barely make that barrel. You barely make it. Post that gif of like that duck. Not duck, what is it? It's like a swan. And it's just like...
Oh. Basically.
That is how people respond to my jokes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a good level 2. Those rolls onto the flowers are kind of tricky. It's easy to lose your speed there.
Yeah. Alright, so this boss sucks.
Yeah, there's a good chance that I don't do this optimally with no control over anything.
There's a whole bunch of RNG in this boss, unfortunately. For like how far they come down, allow you to hit them and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's all in phase 2.
So, yeah, we'll see. The point again of this boss is to clear the monkeys out as quick as possible, but there's 3 of them, and you'll notice with each hit that Goldfish makes on the monkey, it actually turns lighter in color. And then once you clear one of them off, by bopping 3 times, they move on to the next phase. So he's setting it up, set it up there so that he can bop the 1 monkey and then move on. So we'll see if they
Yo, NK's right, the push-up strats.
push-up strats.
Oh no, he's being rude. He's being a rudester.
Yeah, you can see they climb down these poles, and what you want is...
Oh, please!
And they're not really doing it. That's unfortunate. Oh.
Okay, so that was annoying, but
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
we made it work.
A lot of really dumb movement, making it really hard for you to hit them.
Yeah, still though, that wasn't too bad. That could have been way worse.
Yeah, they could have not even come down.
Yeah,
at
it's
all.
just frustrating that they kept going back. So that's the major RNG part.
Yeah, the rest is straightforward. Sets it up, sets itself up.
Kobe!
That's our Kobe strat.
Gotta bounce that guy, there we go.
Yeah, that hit you need Frankie to make.
Yeah.
Because you see they have spike helmets on, and you can't hit them.
Yeah, whenever they swing their hammer, only Cranky can hit them.
Yeah. So you have to dodge that, and then wait.
Yeah, wait until they throw a bomb instead of swinging their hammer. Phil Mickelson! So overall, that was good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that was
Even
an
though
extremely good roll.
the monkeys trolled me.
Yeah. Everything went very well there.
Like, I
Well,
could have played it faster, but I mean, you can kind of always play it faster.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we take that.
It's okay.
You
So
can't-
now we're going to get into Diddy's world. Diddy's got some uses nowadays, which is good.
Yeah.
So in addition to all the characters having abilities above the water, they also have abilities underwater. And Diddy's ability is using his jetpack, but he goes extremely fast underwater, much faster than the other characters. So in as many underwater sections as possible, you want to use Diddy. Now the key to this level is we want to take another secret exit, so that we're playing only 2 levels instead of the next 3. Just take 2 alternate levels through the route. And the only way to get through, there's a really strong or water current leading to the secret exit. And although it's possible with Diddy to make it through the current, pushing you the wrong way, it's intended to do it with Dixie. So we're going to pick up Dixie like
That was awful.
fair way through the level.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to play it a little bit safe here, because that fat ass hit me.
Oh yeah. There's a way to reach the Dixie cycle very fast, but it requires a damage boost as well.
Yeah. That's okay, it doesn't lose too much time.
No. Oh, even though underwater barrel cycles actually go by slower, it doesn't lose very much time at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose the barrel cycle time, but at least I don't lose like damage boost time, since it's just to get to the barrel anyway.
Right.
So it's time loss, but I mean, whatever, it's not a...
It's no big deal.
Nah.
And you'll see how much faster Diddy is. And with Dixie, you're just going to have to kind
I
of...
feel like I could have made that anyway, but I'm definitely not risking it.
I don't know if you could have made it, honestly.
We'll mess around with that, it would be good to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Dixie. She
Yeah,
has her
Dixie's
little...
underwater ability.
Yeah, she has her little hair twirl that lets her go through the currents. Like so. She is meant to be the only character that can go through currents, but Diddy can also do it with some precise corkscrew swim canceling.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's one level where we'll do it at the end.
Yeah, later on we'll mention it, not to worry.
Yeah. But this current is so long that it would take forever with Diddy. So you're better off just getting Dixie and moving it.
Yeah. So it's a bit but it's about the same speed as the old strat anyway, which like didn't even damage boost and got the same Dixie cycle.
Yeah. So this level coming up, this is the first level of the run. We use all 3 of the cons in one level, which is cool. And these barrel cycles all match up if you do it perfectly. So we'll see.
Yeah, this is one of those good barrel cycle levels.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. We're also going to take another secret exit here. to make sure we get to the alternate level.
Seems like World 4 in general has good barrels.
Yeah.
Oops. Can I make it? No.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, so this section you swim with Diddy much faster through the water.
Yeah, that only costed the 1 cycle. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, and then we grab Cranky, and you'll see Cranky, there's a setup to make the secret exit perfectly.
There you have it.
Looks scary, but it's actually not too difficult. Those spike balls are set up perfectly if you get through.
Yeah, you definitely need the pogos though.
Yeah, you do. The only way to get on top of them is to bounce on the pogo. With the pogo.
So once again, I missed a barrel cycle, but the old strats got that barrel cycle anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose time compared to old strats, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Considering
It's
how
only
janky
one.
that beginning was.
Yeah, exactly. It's only one barrel cycle faster, which ends up being 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world.
That was a pretty good backup though.
That was really good.
As far as randomly getting hit goes, that could have
Yeah.
gone way worse.
For sure.
But no, enough of awkward getting hits. No
So-
more.
Because you have to take the secret exit there with Cranky, in this level you have to start with Cranky, even though it's a completely underwater level. But we're going to be getting Diddy as soon as humanly possible, because the entire 2 minutes of swimming here, you really need Diddy to go much faster through it.
Oh god. No, we're good. I didn't think I was gonna get God Red Key. I heard him bonk before I went to the portal.
Yeah. Now going through these portals is kind of weird. If you do like a specific kind of spin with the portal, sometimes it will let you out either farther or faster through the exit. I think Mumu's got a setup to do them properly now.
Yeah. The general idea is just do the corkscrew swim through everything.
Yeah. Basically. So this level is a whole bunch of getting keys and unlocking doors and stuff. So far it's pretty good. Too bad. Banana wheel and stuff like that.
Yeah, so this is an annoying level because it's kind of stupid. But it's definitely not a free level. It's super easy to lose random seconds here and there.
Yeah. Between just bonking on stuff and not optimally swimming through things, you can actually lose a fair amount of time. Like the swimming difference between Diddy and the other characters, I noticed when I was doing time attack was so severe that this level, if you were to do it, let's say solo DK or another Crown, it would probably be something like 15 to 20 seconds.
I think it's 20. I remember one time I accidentally grabbed Cranky,
It's super.
and I believe it was a 20-second time loss.
And you really don't notice it until you finish the level and see the time. Like, you can feel it out. You can feel that it's slower, but when it's that much slower, it's pretty savage.
Yeah, it really drags on fast.
Yeah. So Diddy does have his time to shine, which is good. For all you Diddy fans out there.
Four or 5 gives you your Cranky fix, and then goes right back to Diddy.
Yeah. You roll for Cranky.
It's like, wait, you can't forget about Cranky.
Yeah.
Do one level, get Diddy back at the end. Okay, here you go.
This level specifically is probably one of the hardest levels in the run. It requires a lot of very precise tricks. So we'll see how many. Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think that's still gonna be... Yeah, that costs 1 cycle.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So you can actually make that Cranky cycle. It's a bit tricky though.
Yeah, I messed up my pogo. Accidentally hovered.
This is the only section you have to wait for these bombs going down. Strong dog.
We're going for it.
Going for it.
Yo!
Yee. Nice, that's super difficult to do.
Yeah, that's a really precise.
Yeah, you can skip the 2-banger and the quad knob there.
Well, you skip the quad knob, you just use
Right,
broad
you use-
2-banger strats.
You only need 2-banger for 3 seconds.
And then crate skip, and we're good.
Yeah, the Diddy cycle lines up too, so you can grab them at the end there, and then you're able to skip all those crates.
Yeah. So World 4 has a ton of switching Kongs and having the barrels still be on cycle anyway,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
that is cool. That's how you keep it optimal.
Yeah, even that messing up the first strat loses exactly enough time to get to the next cranky cycle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is actually one of the cooler levels, swimming levels.
Yeah, this is my favorite swimming level in the run.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of damage boosting in this one, but if you do it efficiently, you'll still make it every Diddy cycle. You're able to just keep going straight through, which is really cool. So we'll see. It's pretty difficult though. So
It wouldn't be fun if it wasn't difficult.
it's true.
Nice.
Very nice. So that Diddy cycle is right on cycle and everything.
Keeps
He's able to
going.
refill his heart there. Again, you see him pick up the safety hearts on the way. Well, not safety, required hearts actually. That was really good too, that second section.
Yeah, so that's the ideal. That's what you want to happen.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of this level.
Yeah.
He was able to damage boost through that entire section.
Yeah, I was
The
afraid
heart-
that one bonk was gonna mess me up really bad, but
Yeah, it worked out really well.
I managed to squeeze through those electric vine things.
And with doing that, the Diddy cycle should be correct coming up. So he's able to
Yeah, it
refill
will
his
be.
heart one more time.
There it is.
Yep. Perfect. That's really good 4-6. Everything lined up very well. So you don't really have to stop at all. You can literally damage boost through the entire level and refill your hearts at the exact right times by picking up the barrels and the hearts along the way. So that was super smooth. That was really good.
Yeah, that was perfect 4-6.
Okay, coming up, this next boss is interesting.
Oh, Fugu. What a guy.
What a guy. So, we used to actually visit the shop in this run, because, yeah, banana juice item gave you invincibility when you took a hit, and by taking invincibility, we could, like, sneak behind the boss and deal hits a lot faster than we were supposed to. But now, a runner named Cruncha figured out how to consistently do it without the juice, and by intentionally taking hits and refilling your hearts. And we need to do this strat because it turns this boss from like a 2.5-minute boss fight to 45 seconds-ish, which is significantly better. And the way it works out is that it turns out when you're solo DK with one heart, so you can do it with Cranky. The idea is you want to get behind your Cranky and use the cane to whack it, but you won't always get a heart to refill your health. But if you're solo DK with one heart, the chance of getting a heart every time you hit him increases to something like 99.9%. It's a pretty high heart drop rate, so it's safe enough to go for in a run. There is a chance that you won't get a heart, but if you don't, worst case scenario, you can kind of sneak out and then finish the fight as intended.
But as you can see there, I didn't even have to worry about that.
Oh man, that was perfect. He got perfect heart luck. The hearts aren't that frequent when you're with Cranky. They're like 75%, just like the other bosses.
Yeah, for each of those hits, you also want to hit them into, like, the absolute middle of those, I guess, indents on the side, because the whole arena is shaped like an oval. So like the middle left, you want to hit him into the middle left. If he's too high or too low, he'll like start slowly rolling back to the middle. But I got all those hits properly, so I was able to just smack him each time.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, so that was also really good.
Yeah, that was a very fast Fugu fight.
Yeah, that's probably like a bit under 40 seconds.
Yeah, if you blinked, you probably missed it. It's pretty fast. So World 5 and 6 is now like a bit more difficult. The levels get a lot harder from here on in. But that's okay. Go for something he's doing.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun too. I really enjoy this level.
Yeah. This one's another one where we're going to switch comms. It's funny because in the IL, the top time is with Cranky. And we thought for a long time it was a Cranky level.
Oh, crap. Oh, well.
Stuff. But Goldfish actually came with the second place time with Dixie, because you can see there was like a jump there he was about to make with Dixie. And what we did is we combined the strats so that you would use Dixie for the first half and then pick up Cranky on cycle for the second half, and then basically do the level optimally with both Kongs. So it's pretty cool how this level came to be. That wasn't a very long death anyway, that was a pretty quick one.
Yeah, I gotta be careful though, usually I have an extra heart here.
Yeah. Any more strats?
Yeah. I'm gonna be a safe granny for that.
You really don't want to lose Cranky at the end of this?
Oh, well, too late.
Oh, that's alright.
It now becomes I don't want to die.
Yeah. Yeah, this level's extremely hard solo DK. Alright, that's okay. We got through this level.
Yeah. Oh,
nice. This level's pretty tough, I think.
It has its moments.
It does. Yep.
Yeah, so that's an example of what can happen if you just make a small little mistake. I just needed to, like, hold my flutter longer. I thought I had the edge, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It happens. Here's our next rocket barrel level. Again, not really anywhere to save time, but it's kind of cool looking. There's some dynamic camera angle going on here now.
Yeah, there's usually more. There's more dynamic camera in the game, but we skip practically all of it.
Yeah, it's not faster. The levels just don't lend itself. Professor Chop's negative world is hidden in this level.
Yeah. Here, can I make sure I don't die?
Yeah. In Donkey Kong Country Returns, you had one heart through all of these rocket barrel levels, but in Tropical Freeze they gave you a second one,
Thanks.
which is nice. But sometimes you just take a hit, and then you go through return strats, so it's kind of scary.
You want me to add Mimir croissant?
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I can't eat it though, it's gonna get cold. Yeah, so these levels aren't too bad, but dying in them is really, really bad.
Yeah, it costs serious time.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen, but I mean,
It does.
it can, and I don't want it to. Yeah, so in the next level coming up, it's nice to start with Cranky, but I'm gonna have to do the solo DK time trial strats,
Yeah.
which costs a bit of time. It's not too bad. It's just not
It's a
as
little
easy,
difficult.
which is kind of annoying.
It is actually quite difficult compared to the Cranky strat, yeah, when you start with it.
Shout out to Grapefruit.
Yeet. Good technique. End strats. So yeah, the shop in general was cut out. It took 30 seconds to visit the shop, and it only really provided us a way to beat the fourth boss, which we now have a consistency for, and then some safeties kind of in the other levels. So by cutting it out, we end up kind of having to lose a little bit of time in some sections, but in general, it makes
Yeah, overall it's way faster.
So that's what came of the change of that.
Oh man, food percent, here we go.
Oh, sounds so good.
How's like egg and ham in it? Oh man.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll make one after. So yeah, this level used to be like an entirely Dixie level, but Cruncha found a good route through with Cranky.
Yeah, Cruncha, unlike us, decided to be good at the game.
Yeah. So by picking up Cranky early, you can get through most of the beginning section pretty quickly. We do have to pick up Dixie at the end anyway, because there's a couple skips that are really
So since I'm solo DK, and not having the awesome Cranky, I had to wait for that watermelon there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're back on track.
Alright. Perfect. That was a good opening, DK stuff.
Yeah, that was good. Got the cycles I needed.
Yeah. See, all these jumps you could do with Dixie as well, but a few pogo sections are going to be sped up quite a bit.
Notably, right here.
Yeah. With Dixie, you'd have to hover up. That's all set up perfectly. You will never catch it through that.
Cranky lets you do one more fun thing that Cruncha found, which we call the Cruncha ledge, right there.
Ledge. Apparently there's a piece of ground there you can jump up on.
Yeah, that watermelon ground thing sticks
there's
out a tiny bit.
Like, if you were to just stand on there, you're actually standing kind of diagonal. It's really funny looking. It doesn't seem like it's intentional. It's just the way it's set up. So you can see with Dixie there, you can flutter and get up to the end barrel pretty quickly coming back.
Yeah, there's a chance they knew about it, but I mean, either way, it seems like when they were designing the levels, they just had the watermelon block. They're like, oh, we can put this here.
Yeah.
It like fits. Everyone's like, okay.
The texture fits, yeah. So yeah, that was still a really good 5-3 considering we started with DK. It was good.
Yeah, that was the ideal.
So 5-4, there's another secret exit coming up, and it's another water current. So we used to use Dixie for it. What we would do is equip a Dixie barrel we bought from the shop, and then use it at the very end to get through the secret exit. But it's actually possible to get through with Diddy. The entire level is faster with Diddy in general, because there's a whole bunch of underwater sections. But instead of equipping the Dixie barrel, we're now just going to straight up use Diddy the entire time. And you'll see his technique to getting through the water current with Diddy at the very end, which looks pretty cool.
Get past the sourdough.
Yeah. Pick up this first Diddy barrel.
Here we go. Yeah, so I need to be very careful not to lose Diddy.
Yeah, or else you can't at all make the exit. You have to do a much slower level instead.
Shoutouts to Jelly Jamboree.
We've all been there. We've all done the Jamboree before. This is looking pretty smooth though.
Yes, that was a little bit, but
Yeah, it's more important not to lose Diddy than it is to
yeah, that's really not a big
wait
deal.
there for like a small second.
Plugs are bad in this game.
Oh man.
Whatever, at least I didn't waste like 10 seconds on it.
Yeah.
The water.
So this long swimming section here is where you really need Diddy, or else it takes like another 5 to 10 seconds slower with any other character. It's important to note that while going through the secret exit with Diddy, it's slower than using Dixie because you have to kind of inch your way in. But the time saved with Diddy in that water section before, it still makes up for any time loss that you would take.
Here we go. So if you cancel the jetpack right after starting it,
Yeah,
you can slowly inch your way forward.
Nice.
Which I don't think is intended.
I don't think it is either. It's such a small movement option, but there's a way to set it up that you don't have to do that many swim cancels to get in.
Oh, my signal's pooping,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it dropped out.
Okay, so we're gonna quickly... You can keep the timer going, by the way.
The strats.
It's not a huge deal.
Yeah, that went really smooth though, so far. 5-4, it was good.
Apologies, my USB port is a little bit iffy. Can I just home screen real quick to wait it out?
Splicing confirmed.
Sorry, stream people. Okay, we're good. I went into 5B and lost some time from gamepad home you, but whatever.
That's okay. So this level is another one of the universal cycle levels. Except it's not really based on the music, but it's just based on its own timer. So reaching certain points at certain times is required.
Which is why I paused using the gamepad home screen instead of just pausing once I enter the level, because the cycles are really important. Nice. Down the shaft.
Nice, getting down there sets up perfectly if you get through the level at a certain speed, since it's universally cycled.
This end part is scary. Waiting a little bit lets me get into that barrel instead of dying.
You only have to shoot out of one barrel to get to the end. If you wouldn't do that strat, you'd have to kind of do a couple barrels, you have to shoot through them to get to the end barrel.
It's very slow.
5-6 here, this is a fun level. There's a bunch more momentum coming up on the ice. And there's... yeah, it's good. I like this level.
Go.
In the IL there, you have to bounce up that owl to grab the barrel.
Ugh.
But
Stupid.
we don't have to because we have crank.
Taking damage.
So you see there's a whole bunch of speed there. From that watermelon thing that pushed you forward. That's where we're getting most of our momentum in this level.
So I learned that yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. The new strat is so good.
It's weird and funny looking. I figured I'd do it anyway.
Yeah, it's good.
Ugh.
So here we go, a bunch of speed up here.
And then the setup.
Cool. Perfect. That was really cool.
I got my new strat.
That was a good news strat.
Yeah, so normally you just shoot into the barrel and then get pushed to the left by that watermelon guy. But you can just skip the barrel. Barrel skips everywhere, man.
It's all about barrel skips. They cost a half second. So this is one of the longest bosses, I think. I don't know if it's longer than Feather, but it takes a while. There's not a lot of ways to speed this up. You just have to kind of make the hits. There is one way, though, at the beginning to make a cycle a bit quicker. You're kind of canceling an animation if you make a bomb hit a lot quicker than you're supposed to. So he'll just do like the same animation he did before, but he'll have already taken a hit. Just be able to end the first cycle pretty quickly. It's good to note that this boss actually is the same speed with any Kong, because of the way you're making the hits. It's just with Cranky, it's a bit easier to set it up. That's what I reviewed.
Yeah, it's nice not have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So sometimes no, you go.
Well, so what happened there was, as you can see, the bomb fell from in the ice block, and it can either fall in the third or the fourth ice block. It's random which one it falls in. But if you hit him early enough, which is a lot easier to do if it falls in the third one, instead of him doing some other animation, he'll just jump again. He'll just jump and you can jump on him again. So you hit him the first time, the bomb hit for the second one, and then if you're quick enough, he'll just jump and throw his hammer down and you can jump on top of him. Instead of waiting for another bomb cycle. So that's good. And here there's really no way to speed up the second cycle. You just gotta kind of wait for him to spin across the screen and get busy so you can hop him. Some swag out there.
Taking damage there loses absolutely 0 time if you can get your heart back.
Yeah, and again, the same heart drop rate applies with Cranky on missing one heart, so it's like a 60-70% chance. We're not even sure it's higher than percentage chances.
Yeah, I usually go with 75, but
yeah, it's definitely high enough that it doesn't really matter. You're probably gonna, if you don't, you're probably gonna make another hit before you may take it.
Before the intentional damage.
Yeah, all these bomb throws, when he does them again in the third phase, you'll see. You take an intentional hit so that you can just throw it immediately as fast as possible. And make the hit on Dashmaster.
But there is a way to grab the bomb while you're sliding back and then throw it without being able to get hit. Which you can do if you've already taken a heart. It's just tricky and usually not worth bothering with.
Yeah, you may as well take it a lot slower.
Yo, that bomb hit was so fast.
Yeah, so that's it. It's just like...
Yeah, when you're picking it up, it hits him, which is pretty cool.
And you got his a couple of baseball. Okay.
Whatever it is.
Haven't figured out what it is.
Yeah, so he's almost dead.
Yeah. Good fight, good fight.
Yeah, he's being nice to me too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very nice. Overall, it was a really good roll 5, I'd say. After 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1 is but yeah, overall it was good.
Which was good, yeah. So moving on to World 6, the last world coming up. Some, yeah, pardon my language, but some shit gets real. Some of the most difficult levels are in this world. Starting right away with 6-1.
Yeah, these levels are definitely not anywhere close to easy.
Yeah. A lot of really precise movement, really important timing.
Very easy to die.
Very easy to die, and especially when you die in any of these levels, solo DK is like 15 times harder than doing with Cranky.
Oh god. Okay, we're good.
You're good.
So you're not supposed to bop off that penguin, but if you can react fast enough, you can land on the platform and not die.
That was sketchy.
But we didn't die.
It was a really good recovery out of that. Yeah, so you gotta be extremely careful now for the rest of the level because you only have one heart, and again, you don't want to lose Cranky at any point. So it's just a scary...
Yeah, so a terrifying backup, but we're good.
It worked out really well. Didn't cost very much time, which is nice. Rolling right off there.
Yeah, we got there we finished before the music like really kicked in.
Yeah.
That's usually my cue, is before the chorus starts.
Yeah.
You want to be done the level?
That roll off the edge air will work every time, give you just enough distance, as long as you don't hit the blue boots, which is basically random.
But if you do hit the blue hoots, if you jump as soon as you end your animation, you can still make it as well.
Yeah. It's just scary.
Yeah, it's horrible when he hits you, but at least, I don't know, at least there's a slight chance, I guess.
It almost never hits you, there's basically no chance to hit you. But
yeah.
Usually on your best runs. So this level also used to use a juice from the shop, because it gives you invincibility for a while. But you don't need it. It's really only a safety. So.
Yeah, it was really nice though because it's a safety that didn't lose time.
Right.
It just made the level easier.
Yeah, it made it significantly easier. It's a pretty tricky level. Shout out to Extreme Sexiness. This level again used to be a Dixie level. But this person on Miiverse named Extreme Sexiness took the world record of Cranky. And with an entirely new route.
Whatever, I'm going safety strats this time, I don't want to lose Cranky.
That's fine, man. I remember coming home from work one day, and 2 members of the community, NKB and Gulo2, had just discovered this, and I was just watching their stream all night as they traded world records back and forth with Cranky. It was good strats. So this has become the standard now.
Then I started doing it.
Yeah.
And now I have the record for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Right behind the original discoverer of Extreme Sexiness, who decided to get a very good time in this level.
Yeah, I'm like a smidgen ahead of it.
Yeah. So, that was still really good.
Yeah, so you can damage boost in the water on that ship part where the vines were, and if you land a bit after the middle of the water, it'll just boost you straight to the right side. But you really want Cranky for 6-3. Usually I go for the damage boost anyway, but I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, it could end badly, because if you take any other hit, you lose Cranky.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk that. It costs, like, I don't know, a second or two to not do the damage boost, but whatever.
Yeah, whereas the risk of losing Cranky makes that level way slower and a lot easier to die. So.
Yeah, not worth.
6-3 coming up is a pretty straightforward level. It's got some cool bounces and stuff. It looks cool, it's set up really well.
Shows how good Cranky is.
Cranky makes everything good. Always trust him.
Just Pogo up here. Pogo up there. For the longest time we took that flower pad that was at the bottom, but you can just Cranky Pogo up to the hoots. So this is also one of those more laid-back levels.
Yeah,
There's like, you need to know what you're doing, but it's not insane.
Right.
Like, that was a bit iffy. But unless you die, nothing's a major time loss.
Yeah, now, they only give you a Diddy barrel in that level. So if you have no partner, you're stuck with the Diddy of Shame.
Yeah, which is another reason why it's important not to lose him in the previous level.
Yeah. Diddy's not significantly slower, but slow enough that it just doesn't feel very good. You really don't want to be in that situation.
And they should not have put a solo Diddy barrel in that level. It's not the place for Diddy.
Yeah, that's the option they gave you, and it's bad. It was kind of like, we need some more Diddy in this game.
Yeah, here you go.
Force Diddy here.
So this is the last auto-scroller, but there's a cool little time save that I'm going to try to do to get into the rocket. That should be okay. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
You dodge the snowball and bounce in front of the spear tuck so he doesn't stab you either.
Yeah. So this is a much harder auto-scroller. Rock and Barrel than the other ones. There's so many things that kill you. And
yeah, this one's actually
bad.
not free.
It's especially bad because if you like bounce on the wall or something by accident, not only do you take a hit, but it pushes you around in like weird directions.
Yeah, so sometimes you get comboed. You'll like hit the top, and then it'll bounce you weirdly, so that when your invincibility runs out, you're inside a snowball and you die.
Yeah, it's terrible. So it's a pretty difficult auto-scroller, actually.
Yeah, it also doesn't give you any hearts throughout the level, unlike the previous ones.
Yeah. Big purple turd. Coming up. For anyone who played Returns, if you know World 4, you hate this guy.
Yeah, there he is.
Frozen in ice now.
That's what he gets. For being the worst. So you're doing okay so far? Nothing too crazy going on.
Yeah, the next level coming up is probably considered, I don't know, by most, the hardest level in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of really tricky momentum, and again, as we've said multiple times, it used to be a cranky level, or it used to be a Dixie level, now it's a cranky level. That's a common theme in this game with our updating strats.
Yo, that puzzle piece?
Right there. I didn't know that was a puzzle piece.
I know, even the puzzle pieces in this level are hard.
Yeah, everything's
It's not just like, go above instead of below this thing. It's like, no, you need to maneuver everything.
Yeah.
Or you don't get it.
Yeah. The snowball section is fun.
And occasionally kills runs.
Crunch up at it best. This section's really hard. You have to just jump.
There we go.
So both Goldfish and Crunch Up, the top, like a few of the top runners, have lost really good runs on this snowball section, when it's probably the easiest section in the entire run. Alright, nice. Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so no more auto scrollers.
Yep.
They're out of here.
Get out of here.
Hey, look, the shop. We should buy some more figurines.
Shit.
Thinking not. Ugh, this level.
Yeah, so most of the momentum in this level is going to come from these springing platforms that you pound, and then they shoot you up, and you're able to keep all this momentum throughout the level.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's really, really difficult jumps, though, but they look really cool if you get them.
We should be okay.
Yeah. Goldfish did a lot of work on this level and a lot of practice.
I've played this game a few times.
Place. So there you go. See the big speed coming off that.
Ooh, those are really good.
And they're set up that you can pogo off snowflakes. So you saw there was some really scary stuff going on there. But the snowflakes are set up that you can pogo off them with your momentum.
Sometimes if you don't get enough speed, you'll hit that last snowflake instead of bouncing off of them though.
Yeah.
Ooh, that second boost.
Oh man. Super scary.
Did you hear the
Yeah.
Yeah, when DK makes that stupid sound, it means I like barely made it.
Wow, that's actually one of the hardest boosts in the game to get.
Barely made it.
Through, and he got it through. So you've got like all the hardest tricks in the game, which is really good.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. Well, there's not many really hard ones coming up after this. That was a good section though. As you can see, Cranky just get through this entire section by bubbling through stuff.
There we go. So that was a really good 6-5.
That was extremely good, yeah. All the hardest levels have been really good in this run so far. So.
Yeah, gotten to show off a lot of cool stuff.
This is a cool level coming up. It looks really nice. It's a silhouette level.
Yeah, so killing Cranky there was intentional, just so I could damage boost some of the snowflakes. Because for this next level, I get the first Dixie barrel. And I'm not able to use Cranky to get the recycle faster. So I'm just going to finish chewing before I continue explaining that.
Yeah.
Manners are important. Yeah, so I just use solo DK so that you can damage boost and then make the same cycle. Just do the IL strats for it.
Yeah, we need to get Dixie here anyway. There's a bunch of little skips that require Dixie.
Yeah, it's a bit scarier solo DK, but
Not that too much.
we know how to play this game. So that's actually really good Dixie grab. I got that super early.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have to do it at this spot second. So yeah, the flutter's pretty important in this level, you'll see.
Taking damage there isn't important. There's a way to avoid it, but
Yeah, that's pretty important.
it's
But
tricky
yeah,
and
so
doesn't
it's-
save much time.
Yeah. It's also extremely safe with Dixie, so you can afford to take the hit when you're not too bad. Skip some of these lines up here.
Oh yeah, that didn't lose much time at all.
No, that's good.
Like a second at most. And then for this climb, The sections continue each time I land on a certain platform.
So you want to load each section as fast as possible, coming up? Yeah.
Then you can just jump right into there. So normally you need to climb around all those vines and then jump into the barrel, but the barrel's already loaded and at the bottom, so you can just walk off straight into the barrel.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You don't have to wait for the entire platform to spin around.
Yeah, you just can't shoot right away, otherwise you'll shoot it, because the barrel's facing the same direction the whole time, I think. But if you shoot too early, then you'll shoot into those vines that you need to grab, and then you just can't beat the level.
Yeah, it bonks you out, and then you die.
I figure that's intentional, but it's very odd that if you shoot early, it's just impossible to beat it.
Yeah, it's probably its setup, though. 6-7, we used to use a Kong Pao for safety, but that was the old days, the bad days.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to.
No, I don't think you should. There's one damage boost later on, so you really don't want to take a hit early. But there's multiple sections you can recover and do a Kong Pao. And with Dixie's Kong Pao ability, it gives you bonus hearts. So you can damage boost with more stuff. Or whatever. What we need to do.
Yeah, so usually by the time you pass the sections where you get hits, there's a spot to do a Kong Pao. I hope I worded that properly.
Yeah.
So here's one spot you can do it that I'm not going to in case you get hit by the lightning early on.
Yeah, you only need one extra heart and to keep Dixie. So.
Yeah, and you usually get 2 anyway if you Kong Pao. Hoverless!
Ooh.
Which is actually very risky to go for because I didn't Kong Pao.
Yeah.
Normally you just have to hover with Dixie a little bit to get past the enemy, but if you jump at as late as you can, you're able to make it.
Yeah, that was really good. Good 6-7.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Now the last level before final boss. We get our favorite animal buddy.
Yeah, he's back.
Squitters! Imagine.
That'd be sick.
That'd be so cool if they added squitters in one
level.
level.
This level setup for Squidder too. I don't know, it reminds me of the Squidder. You just make webs all over the water.
Yeah, we're actually talking about Rambi.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Just so you know.
It's actually Rambi.
Spoilers.
This level's interesting. It's kind of frustrating because you have to wait for a whole bunch of stuff. You'll see.
Yeah, I personally think it's the worst designed level in the game, but I don't hate it as much as I used to because the IL can do some cool pogo stuff.
Yeah, you can still optimize it and get up as fast as possible.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
You pogo through a bunch of stuff as well.
Yeah, so you want to be pogoing as much as you can to avoid making Rambi start his run. Because it's slow.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see all these sections where you have to wait for the platforms to fall down. And your instinct with Randy is just to run through since you can break everything and just continuously run. But
it forces you to stop.
No, you must be patient.
Crap. That's okay. That's too bad though, because I tried to jump off of him, but my control scheme didn't let me.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That section, it's possible to get through just pogoing perfectly through. But it is a bit weird on the timing sometimes.
Yeah, so if you use the analog stick to control the game, you can press R, is it? To jump off Rambi? But since I use the D-pad, I need to press down and run. But if I'm holding left or right when I do it, he won't jump off, which is what happened there.
Yeah. That was actually the least costly death I've ever seen in this level. You literally died just after the checkpoints. so it costs you 13.
Yeah.
Like compared to how.
Yeah, it's true. That was definitely the best place to die if it was gonna happen.
A lot of deaths in this level are way past the checkpoints, so you lose close to 30, 40 seconds.
And normally you can't even ditch Rambi to save it, because you need him to break literally everything to continue. But in that spot it would have been good because there was the crate above and I would have been able to grab that.
Right, so he tried to go for it.
Yeah. It's true, that definitely was the least costly death I could have.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Alright, so the last level is the final boss. There's some cool stuff you can do in the final boss. The most important thing you want to do is getting all the hits. Because if you miss a hit, you have to wait an entire whole animation section.
Yeah, which is like 40 seconds until the last phase.
Yeah, the first two phases, if you miss, it's 40 seconds. And the last one, he does a quicker like animation, which only costs about 20 seconds. It still sucks, obviously, if you miss the hit. But it's the most forgiving, and it's the hardest hits to make, so it's okay. Let's see some early throws.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for early throws. I rarely get them, but
It
doesn't hurt to try.
This beginning section, he jumps in the background, reminds me of DKC3 when you throw snowballs at the snowman boss. I don't know why. It's just fun.
Here we go.
Make it. Okay. So these are the hits you want to make. You want to bop on him. You see, he's not going. It's not too hard to make these hits.
Later on, they get tricky.
As the phases continue, he goes a lot faster, and you have to change your timing up a little bit. Plus, he makes these for ice, so ice physics on top of that as well. So it makes for a pretty tricky boss. Anyone who is a casual knows this boss is really, really frustrating.
Yeah, and there's some RNG. Not too much, but a little bit. Like those jumps he did, he'll either do 2 or 3 of them.
Right. And most of the RNG in this boss costs you about 5 or so seconds EQ away.
Yeah, which is too bad.
Depending on how good or bad it is. It's not horrible though, which is okay. Could be a lot worse, I think.
I tried doing the NK strat, it did not yield.
Yeah, some of the early throws are easier than others. He hops back and forth, as you can see. And sometimes you can make a perfect hit before the tuck immediately at him.
Oh man, I barely got that one. There we go.
Yeah, that was good.
This is the next element of RNG. Ooh,
Yeah.
which we got.
Nice.
So this is what we call piss your pants RNG?
It's the scariest one. There's a bunch of patterns you can get for how he shoots up those platforms, but this is definitely the fastest one. You just get that section really way quickly.
Yeah. We call it piss your pants though because even when you do it properly, it still looks like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
That's definitely the casual run killer.
Yeah. So we'll see that these are the hardest hits coming up after he puts him back on his plane.
Oh, and time's coming up. It's on the
Yeah.
punch, not the last hit.
Yeah.
And time.
Nice. What? So what's your world record, Goldfish?
Is 132.17 is my PB right now.
All right, 132.17. You got a. Hold on. Let's see. 132.56.
That was a 132?
Oh yeah, that was a 132.
Oh man.
That was great. You got everything. That was extremely good.
Yeah, that's considering I died twice.
Yeah, but there were 2 quick deaths. You got
5-1 wasn't that fast. That was pretty
5-1 was okay. That was your worst mistake.
Yeah, but getting Dosido definitely is the reason that was still a 132.
Yeah. The Dosido saved like 20 seconds on top of doing it normally.
So that was a god tier run.
That was extremely good run. Yeah. Wow, 132, no problem.
So
By
if
the way, no one
I
else
didn't
fell.
have, if I didn't have world record, that would have gotten it.
Yeah. Yeah, the next best time is Spike have the next best time?
Yeah.
Or Hank?
No, Spike
Spike
has
is
it.
like a 133, like a low 133.
Yeah, it was like 133.10 or something, or 11, something like that.
Yeah, it's something close. And then NKB has the next like very close 133, and then Crunch after that. So there's only a few more 133. So that was extreme.
Yeah, that was god tier.
I haven't seen her run that good in a long time. Yeah, that was very good.
So maybe the strats are I shouldn't play every 3 weeks.
Or you should play without a timer.
Or I should play without a timer.
Or compare.
That's probably what I should take from that.
Yeah, that was super good. Yeah.
Yeah, the reason I say that though is I've been sick for like the last month since I got back from the GDQ.
Yeah.
That was really good though.
That was really good. Wow.
Do we have anything else to say before we let Dan do his thing?
I don't think so. Unless you want to.
I guess shoutouts to the Dawn community.
Yeah.
They're cool people. If any of you dudes want to run the game, just like Twitch message, Twitter, all that stuff. We're very friendly and chill people. You can see
races, which is fun.
all the runners' IL times if you have the game. Just going into the online leaderboards, you'll see all our names like show up every once in a while. Trying to think of anything else.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
you can
about
find
it.
most of us too just by going to any one of our channels, like Gold Fitness channel, for example.
Yeah, and we have the weekly every Thursday. I'm gonna try to petition to make it, Chase. We're gonna try to start a bi-weekly thing, but
Yeah,
for now, it's every Thursday at. It usually starts at 11:30 p.m. EST.
And all skill levels can play the weekly. Like even if you only learn the first half of the game, you can still like. There's other people who haven't learned the full game yet, so you can play the entire game.
Yeah, there's no
it'd be fun or whatever.
crazy requirements or anything. It's just a fun thing to do.
It's just fun. And if you are racing, you can join our little Skype call as well, which is fun. So.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be us. Thank you for letting us be a part of the marathon.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, good luck, Plum, with running the rest of it. Good luck to Dan Salvato with the melons. And we will see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Alright, you're pretty much good to go whenever.